Hi, this is Jesús Molina, and you're listening on time.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of In Time UK. Today we're joined by the fantastic Jesús Molina. How you doing, mate?
Great, man. Thank you for the invitation. This is a privilege. How you been, guys?
Yeah, I'm fantastic, thank you. And thank you for saying that as well. It's going to be one of the first episodes of the year, and we're absolutely honoured to be joined by someone as fantastic as you. So, yeah, what have you been up to lately?
I've been practicing so much, creating so much music, and God is good, and we're so privileged to play music every day and just enjoying what can we create every day.
No, I love that. I love that little outlook on it. I think there's a lot of people that are really because so in the UK we're in like a third lockdown. I don't know what are you in the States right now, or are you back in is
I
it
am in Colombia,
oh, you're
my
in Colombia right now.
hometown,
How's
South
the
America.
situation there?
Is it the same thing in the every single country? Everybody locked down and everybody is
Yeah.
just practicing and checking internet all the time. So
We're all
same
gonna come
thing.
out of this like amazingly good. We're all gonna be so much better at our instruments. It's kind of exciting as well. The next sort of live performance that we get to do as well. I mean, yeah. Tell us a bit about how you kind of got into music in general, because you started saxophone at 12 years old, right? And then you went on to piano or keyboard.
Yeah, I started like playing saxophone at church, and after I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna play some chords, and that's when I decided to switch to piano when I was 15 years old and watching videos in YouTube, and I told myself, oh my God, I really want to be a piano player and I want to play like these guys, Oscar Peterson, Brian Culbertson, all of these guys, and I just told myself, I will do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean that's great. You mentioned Oscar Peterson there; like he's a hero for most jazz musicians, definitely. Was there anybody else like similar to Oscar Peterson that you were listening to at the time?
Art Tatum, Bill
Yeah,
Evans, Errol Garner, so many influences that I have been working on.
yeah. I mean,
Definitely.
Art Tatum as well. Like those two, Oscar Peterson and Art Tatum, both known for their ridiculously incredible technique. Like yourself, you have the same. Is that why you were drawn to those guys? Have you always been fascinated by technique on piano?
Technique and sound,
Yeah,
especially like the accuracy they use when they play. That's the most important thing that takes my heart so much, you know.
What did you find about how did you find switching from, saxophone to piano like this? Because saxophone's, melody and really like sitting in with the harmony, but then whereas piano you do it all at the same time. Like, did you find that as hard to switch, or was it like just the exciting challenge to bring on?
It was an exciting challenge, of course, but being honest with you, the thing that drives me the most for switch from the instrument to the other one is because for me, my personal humble opinion about Goodwins instruments and all of these instruments, I think they are ungrateful, this kind of instruments, because someday you wake up happy, I want to sound great, and the instrument doesn't sound great. And it's kind of like a ungrateful situation, but you just sit in the piano and you it sounds like you just play and that's it. It's like that's what I was looking for in my life. Like, okay, I just wanna sit and play and that it's gonna sound good. If I play the chord, I know that it's gonna sound. but with the saxophone, with all of these instruments, it's like, oh my God, it's kind of ungrateful situation. And when I sound great in the trumpet today, I know the trumpet doesn't sound great today. It is not what you want. It will sound great according with the weather and with all of these stuff. And it's like kind of like, oh my God. I have my saxophone around. Like I play sometime, but honestly, like, piano is my thing.
I mean, yeah, it's very instruments like the saxophone, I guess, and I'd say even for the guitar as well. That's what I find, at least. It's very temperamental, you know, and like you were saying, like with the weather and everything like that, like everything can just sort of influence the way you want to play and what you want to put out. But I mean, growing up, do you come from like a musical family, or was it just mainly the church influence that got you into it?
Church influences stuff because my family, I am the first musician, and it's like, you know, I never been in a family musical environment. Everybody has attitudes, musical attitudes. It's kind of different, you know, because they can sing on tune, they can keep the rhythm, but nobody like professional way, you know.
I mean, a big part of what I see you like post about through like on your social media and your YouTube and everything like that is like really expressing yourself and like just playing what you want to play rather than, and like, you know, you're saying about attitude and stuff like it's kind of detaching yourself from attitude, right? How did you have to learn this, or was this always something you're aware of?
I learned with the best master in the world, in the best college in the world, that is the room of your house with Jesus Christ, the best master in the world. So, like self-taught, learning every day from YouTube, and after I came to Berklee and I learned a lot of things there. So.
Yeah, I'd like to talk a bit about Berklee, if that's all right. We've spoke to a few students and even some lecturers there. We spoke to Tomo Fujita and we spoke to Domi as well. How was your experience of Berklee College of Music? Because obviously it's like... You know.
Incredible experience, honestly. Like when you arrive there, like you see all of that cultures and you learn every single thing different from any single culture, and everybody inspires you for getting better in everything. It's a privilege from God, honestly. When I got the scholarship from Latin Grammy Cultural Foundation and Juan Luis Guerra, they gave me the full presidential scholarship and everything. And it's like when I arrived there, it was a privilege, a beautiful ceremony and all of that. And honestly, like it changed my life. Thank God for Juan Luis Guerra, Latin Grammy Cultural Foundation for this, because honestly, it's a blessing for me.
Wow, yeah, and I mean, it must have just been incredible, just just to be surrounded by so many fantastic other musicians as well. Like me and Amir are both in education at the moment. We both study at music school, and that's the main thing, isn't it? Getting to play with people that are in the same frame of mind as you are. Yeah.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I was just saying it's just so great when you go to music school, just being surrounded by so many other musicians that are like-minded and think the same way that you do.
Yeah, that's a privilege, honestly. Yeah, no, seeing all of that, guys, everybody wants to be better. That's all. That's the only purpose you have in that type of environment.
And it's cool just sort of seeing like I mean, especially with Berklee, it's like internationally renowned as well. Just the caliber of students it's had and it's still having as well. Yourself included on that list. So like, what would you say is like one of the most important things you've learned from other people then once you've made it into Berklee? Like, I mean, the big part of it being playing with other people. Was there anyone in particular or any like direct lesson that you kind of learned the hard way?
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry. For some reason, the internet was like...
No, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. So like, once you've got to Berklee, what was the biggest lesson you've learned in education or in Berklee?
Musical theory. That's music theory. That's what I was learning, because I am a self-taught musician, and still I am a self-taught musician. It's like I just learned the music theory. I didn't know how to read charts. I didn't know how to all of that. And I learned everything in there. So that's what I learned the most. And
That's quite interesting.
experiences from the professors too.
Yeah, and that's quite interesting. I mean, it's also, you know, it makes a lot of sense because I think it's, you know, theory should always come later. It's always the playing and the what you hear is what comes first, and you've definitely nailed that. And it's cool to hear that you've opened yourself up to this theory side as well, because although you can play anything you probably want to, you kind of want to understand how it works and why it works, which is it's a really cool insight. Now, thanks for that. You've also on your Instagram, you've recently started putting up more clips of yourself drumming. Was this when did you start drumming? That was cool.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry you saw that. So just for fun, like I never had the drumming stuff serious, but I think it's important having the rhythm as a piano player because it's like so many piano players that they don't have good rhythm. But when you play drums and when you understand like all the ghost notes, all the subdivisions, all the time signature stuffs, I think when you try to do that on drums and you try to imitate your friends, drummers' friends, it's like you're in the piano, you're gonna start doing different things and you're gonna sound different when you combine the rhythm stops with these elements, you know. It's like I just start drumming like all my life just for fun. And, can I play a little bit? But that's not serious. I just post like 2 videos drumming, and oh my God, everybody was like, "What?" Like, but that's not my like. I'm so sorry. This is
No,
just
don't
for
be.
fun.
No. It's really good. I'd love to see more of it as well. It's I'm sure everyone would. It was fun to listen to. And it kind of caught me off guard. I never really expected it. Because I've, you know, always associated yourself with piano, but yeah, it was cool to hear that, like, you know, you've got this really strong sense of rhythm even on another instrument. So aside from like church, what's the general music scene like in Colombia? You know, has it got like a strong presence in jazz, or just in terms of like just gigging circuits and things like that?
No, here is nothing about jazz, just popular music, and that's it. And that's the thing. You just find incredible folk music from the country, and that's what the people hear and what the people play here. I was interested in jazz just because YouTube. I am from the YouTube generation, so that's why I really was interested in this music style.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, you know, over the years, you've released lots of different styles of music. I mean, just yesterday we were listening to your Reharms album, which is really good, by the way. It's a fantastic band and fantastic album. And then some of your more recent songs, you know, they take a completely different departure. You've got so many different unique ways of writing. You know, how are you thinking at the moment? What's your like composing style at the moment, would you say?
First of all, glory to God, man. Thank you so much for your words. Honestly, like my composition influences and all of these harmonies, stuffs, and all of these things, I think I could do it it's according with what I am studying at the moment, what I am practicing at the moment. Like it's like if I am practicing chords, I could just gonna make an album about chords. Now I am doing something with time signature stuffs. I'm gonna do something with the time signature. I think it's according with what I am studying. Right now I am like just creating a lot of the stuffs, like taking a lot of things. I wanna do the Rehab Volume 2 now. And it's like, but I want to incorporate different things. And I am so much into the time signatures right now, and I am doing all of these things. So I think my composition stuff comes according with what I am studying, what I am doing at the moment, you know. And right now, I think that I am just exploring and combining a lot of elements.
So last year we hosted Adam Neely, who's also put out some very popular YouTube videos on the reharmonizations of popular songs. He does more like a vocal covers. I guess yours have vocals in them as well. Sorry, yeah. But we asked him the same question, like, how do you pick the songs that you want to reharmonize? I mean, you've got a quite a wide range of songs that you've chosen in your Volume 1 album. So yeah, how have you chosen those songs? And then will this be the same way you're going to choose Volume 2?
Yeah, I just choose the songs according with what you have in YouTube, a cappella versions, you
Okay.
know, because it's like I just go to YouTube and I just found the capellas, and if I found the capella, I just start working on the song, you know. It's kind of funny. And that's why I chose the songs for the Rehab Volume 1, you know, and same thing with the Volume 2. I am planning to do it the same way.
Yeah, no, I think that makes a lot more sense. It's just like you're not overthinking it in that sense. You're just sort of going with what you've got to work with, I guess. And then you've also like with in terms of like other releases you've done last year, you actually released a record where you sang on it. I don't think I'll pronounce it right, but Podria or where it's more like a pop track.
Oh, okay.
Have I mispronounced that?
Yeah, pop track, yeah, but that's more for Latin America, South America.
Yeah,
It's kind of like for international stuff, it's like more like the parting album, Agape album. Like we have Mike Stern, Randy Brecker, Antonio Sanchez, Mike
yeah,
Poe, all of these incredible jazz legends on the album, you know. But it's like latest releases, like me singing, because this is kind of like a new project that I have with my management and all of that. It's kind of like more for South America, or for Hispanic world.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you sing on it and it sounds great. How long have you been singing for?
All my life, but I never thought I'm gonna sing like seriously. I didn't think that it's gonna happen, but it's happening, and I am producing a lot of stuff, a lot of things. And let's keep doing it.
Yeah, man, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, let's talk. Let's talk a bit about your tutorials and your lessons at the moment. Yeah, talk to us a bit about that and how that's going for you.
Well, I have a lot of video tutorials. I am preparing a new masterclass 2 coming. I have a music play masterclass that you guys can go and get. The masterclass is one-time payment. And it's like, thank God that we have a lot of students around the world. It's in English. Now I have a new one that is in Portuguese that is coming soon. We have in Clama.net another one in Spanish. In English, like the main one in English, musicplay.com. You can find it there. And you can learn a lot of stuff there.
no, that's brilliant. And what would you say is your main teaching philosophy? Like, how do you think music should be taught, or you want to teach music in general?
You should learn music like you learn how to talk. When you are a kid, you are not reading, you are not doing anything, you are just hearing what you are talking, you know? You listen and you repeat. That's how I think. And if it sounds good, it is good. Like it's not like, oh my God, the theory says this. No, come on. If it sounds great, that's the result. The most important thing about music is the result. What you hear, what you feel. So
Yeah,
I
that's
think that's
that's
the way we should talk.
yeah, that's such a great way to look at it. I mean, theory is fantastic, and definitely everybody should learn theory, but it should always be theory should be a way of explaining things and not a way of writing things. Like you say, if it sounds great, it sounds great. The theory is there to just explain it.
Exactly.
I guess with that in mind as well, and this is all ways in which you can get students to really push their ability and their technique, and yeah, just their musical ceiling, I guess. For yourself, what are you doing to challenge yourself?
Exploring. That's my main goal. Explore and see what happens when I play. Like I don't have a practice routine anymore. I just go to the piano and I just play to see what can happen. What can I can compose at the moment or arrange,
Yeah.
instead practicing scales or something like that.
No, I think that's really insightful. I mean, I guess uh one last question before we sort of let you go as well. So in terms of like your music and because you produce so many different types of songs right now, with all these amazing players, what would you say is one song that people should check out to really get a taste of Jesus Molina's style, or maybe two songs?
I love, honestly, like combine a lot of elements. That's why my music is fusion. It's like more. If I can combine elements from traditional jazz with the modern jazz stuffs, some Latin influence sometimes, but like more low key information. Like that's that's what I consider my music style, like fusion. I fusion everything I could. Oriental music, Arabic music if I could, some other influences with time signatures and all of this stuff. That's why I call my music like more fusion. I am not like one style. Tomorrow I can sing a ranchera from Mexico or something like that. Like I have not limited myself to say this is me. It's like let's see what can happen.
Yeah, no, I think that makes a lot of sense. I can definitely feel the fusion of like so many different styles and genres in across all your records, which is so good. I mean, really looking forward to hearing and seeing what you put out next. Are there any can you talk about any future releases? You mentioned Reharms Volume 2.
Yeah, honestly, that one I wanna do a fusion album too. I think Capitol Records that I'm planning to do it. With our musician friends and invite masters around the world. And once this pandemic situation is gone, I don't know if it's gonna be gone, but if it is gone someday, I wanna put everybody in the studio together and let's play and let's record a lot of things. And fusion album, the Rehab album, that is kind of fusion too. From the singing stuff, some singles. And like parallel, I am doing the pianistic career and stuff. I am doing too the singing stuff for South America.
Yeah, I mean, touring's kind of out of the question right now because of the pandemic and everything. But have you got any plans at some point to come maybe to the UK, Europe, and like play some shows here?
Yeah, I wish I could go there right now and play everywhere, but this pandemic thing, like just God knows when it's gonna end. So
Yeah,
if
hopefully
we
soon.
gonna be normal again, that I don't think so, but if it's gonna happen, I am happy to do everything. If not, I am so happy here from my room here, practicing, playing music, going live, and sharing with everybody.
Yeah, and I think the main sort of the take home point is just make the most of every situation. Um, Yeah, I mean, thank you for joining us, Jesus Molina. So just to make sure everyone can find your stuff on jesusmolina.org, right? And then they've got links to your discography, pretty much everything, your video tutorials as well. But yeah, no. Is there any last
Yeah,
words you'd like
we're
to say?
doing sessions too. I am playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am playing in sessions too. Like I am producing a lot of music, a lot of music styles. Some people want me to collaborate with them, and it is possible
Yeah.
because we're working with a lot of people. Like contacto at jesusmolina.org. That's the email. Contacto at jesusmolina.org, and you literally can send an email, and the team gonna reply to you. And we're working collab with everybody, recording piano tracks, producing too. Honestly, we're open to everything.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Well,
No, that's good.
we'll make sure everything is in the description of the video, and yeah, check us out everywhere. Thank you so much for joining us, Jesus. Really appreciate it.
God bless you guys. Thank you so much. All the glory to God forever. God is good all the time.
Yeah, thank you so much, and we'll see you later. Yeah.
Blessings. Bye
Bye.
bye.
But
Yeah. Good.
brilliant. No, that's